Unfolding in this Rocky Creek Village community in Town and Country. Deputies say after an argument, a man shot a woman 3 times, then shot and killed himself. The woman was rushed to the hospital and is in serious condition. Neighbors tell us they were a couple and are shocked this happened.
The people around here, you would see him and he would be, talking to people and having a nice time. And when I found out last night, I couldn't believe it.
This incident comes after several recent domestic violence incidents, some of them deadly. Just last week, a man stabbed his ex to death at a park in Carrollwood.
It feels like every day, every other day, there's a new domestic violence homicide.
The Spring Tampa Bay is one of several local resources for victims of domestic violence. CEO Mindy Murphy wants everyone to know there is help.
We are all open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are here to answer your questions, to provide safety, to provide shelter, to provide other supportive services.
And you can also just call the Springs hotline anytime, 24/7. That number is 813-247-SAFE. Now, as for this case, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office not releasing the identity of anyone involved at this time. Reporting live, I'm Melissa Marino, 8 on your side.
2 construction workers are in the hospital tonight with serious injuries after a scissor lift collapsed in Clearwater. This happened just before 5 p.m. on Missouri Avenue, where a new Publix is being built. Their conditions tonight are unknown, but OSHA has been notified of the accident and an investigation is underway.
A Polk County mother is fighting for her 6-year-old son after Florida Medicaid took away his nursing services. This isn't the first parent to turn to 8 on your side. We told you about another parent last week who's fighting for her child after these critical services were also taken away. Investigative reporter Brittany Muller joins us in studio.
Stacey, good afternoon. Brandy Campbell says because her son Dakota's nursing hours have been denied, he has not been able to start life-saving infusion, which could prevent him from becoming deathly ill. And that's not all. She fears for his future without the state's help.
Dakota, how old are you?
6.
Brandy Campbell says on her son Dakota's 6th birthday, she received this denial.
They stated on Dakota's notice that he does not meet that level of care.
Dakota was born prematurely at 31 weeks. Campbell says her son is autistic, faces heart and lung issues, and has a G-tube.
We have 15 diagnoses and still counting.
What do you like to do with your mom?
Play with my toys.
For the past 5 years, Campbell relied on a private duty nurse through the Florida Medicaid's Children's Medical Services to help care for her son's medical needs.
We moved from Pasco June of last year to Polk County, and when we moved, we lost his nursing coverage.
8 on your side contacted the Agency for Healthcare Administration. A spokesperson shared this message. There have been no changes to the policies or authorizations at ACA. Medicaid still covers all medically necessary services for children enrolled in the program. Should a parent or caregiver disagree with a decision made by a health plan provider, they can appeal the decision. And that's what Campbell did. And she received another letter of denial.
Dakota is so complex. His actual team of medical doctors at St. Joseph have wrote a letter to Children's Medical Services breaking down his diagnosis and why he needs a nurse, because he's so immunocompromised, he can't be around other kids.
Now, I know, Brittany, this is the second family you've profiled with a similar problem. There are others who have contacted you as well. Has there been some sort of change in policy?
Well, according to ACA, no. And we also contacted Congressman Bilirakis' office, who also says there's been no change in federal policy that would prompt this type of denial. Coming up tonight at 6, I'll tell you about the services his office has shared for families in this situation. And it seems like there are dozens.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. And if you have something you'd like Brittany to investigate, call our 8 on your side helpline at 1-800-338-0808.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alan Perez, and together with my partner Damian Millard and our team here at Millard Perez, we have the pleasure of representing a second Manatee County School District student, a brave 14-year-old Hale Middle School student who was victimized by his teacher, Oliver Fell. On June 2nd, 2025, Fell, a former exceptional student education teacher at Hale Middle School, was arrested and charged with lewd conduct with a student by an authority figure and transmission of harmful material to a minor. This arrest came after it was discovered that Fell was exchanging inappropriate messages with our client using social media since December of 2024. Our client's mother is both saddened and angered that rather than protecting her son, school officials suspended him, dismissed his concerns, and allowed the accused teacher to remain in the classroom for months after receiving this report. We believe that this failure to act exposed other students to potential harm and inflicted further trauma on our clients. We are issuing a public call for any additional witnesses, parents, or students with relevant information regarding this inappropriate conduct to come forward. We believe that there may be other students in Fell's class that are victims of her inappropriate behavior and or were witnesses to her inappropriate behavior. If your child has information regarding Oliver Fell and the abuse of our client, or if your child has experienced any inappropriate conduct or abuse by Ms. Fell, we urge you to speak up and contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. At this time, we will take questions, and Mr. Millard and I will be happy to answer. My client at this time will now read a statement that's been prepared for her, and then afterwards, we will be happy to answer questions. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Beverly Hernandez, and I'm here today not just as a mother, but as a voice for my son. And for every child who has been silenced, ignored, or mistreated when they were brave enough to speak the truth. Earlier this year, my 14-year-old son was victimized by Oliver Fell, a teacher at Hale Middle School, who sent him inappropriate messages and explicit images. My son trusted the adults around him to protect him. Instead, the school administration suspended him. They accused him of lying, and while my son sat at home confused and ashamed, Ms. Fell kept her job, teaching other students for months. As a mother, I can't begin to describe the betrayal we felt. Not only did a trusted teacher groom my child, but the very people who are supposed to keep children safe, school leaders turned their backs on him by punishing him for coming forward. They sent a chilling message: stay silent. But we are not staying silent. I'm here today because I want accountability, I want answers, and I want to make sure that no other family goes through what we've endured. If you know something about this or any other incident, please speak up. Your voice matters. Your story could help protect another child. To my son, I'm proud of you. You told the truth when it was hard, and even when people tried to silence you, you stood tall. You are not alone, and I will never stop fighting for you. Thank you.
It just gives you a little bit of hope that maybe, justice will be served.
Big storm brewing in Clearwater has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Lee.
And I'm Keith. Kate, thank you for joining us tonight. This comes as legal troubles continue for former owner Leo Gavoni.
The Pinellas County businessman has been at the center of an 8 on Your Side investigation. Investigative reporter Brittany Muller joins us now in studio with the update.
Jen, Keith, good evening. Big Storm Brewing's Clearwater location will remain open and will operate under new management. The profits will go to the victims of the now bankrupt Center for Special Needs Trust Administration. Leo Gavoni and his son LJ Gavoni had been running Big Storm's 5 breweries and tap rooms, one by one closed, facing evictions and lawsuits. We have told you Gavoni Sr. was found liable by a federal bankruptcy judge back in January for siphoning $120 million in missing money from disabled people from the center to his other businesses. That same judge seized control of Big Storm Brewing and more than 100 other businesses that Gavoni owned and handed over control to a bankruptcy trustee. This is all part of the collection efforts for more than 1,000 impacted families who lost hope for their future. Families who once relied on Gavoni to manage their money that was set up in a special needs trust.
What promise did he make to you?
He promised that he would take care of the money and help it to grow, and he told me that there was no one that could take care of my son like I do, and that I shouldn't have to worry about the money.
In court records filed today, the federal judge wrote Gavoni and his company, Boston Finance Group, have made limited progress in providing documents and information previously ordered by the court. Quote, it has been a slow and torturous process. The judge continued to write despite attorneys requesting for her to consider criminal contempt charges. She says Gavoni did turn over ownership of 124 companies. Gavoni will remain in contempt. She wrote she's more focused on recovering money for the victims of these unfolding travesties as quickly as possible and will defer to other arms of the government for punishment so long as Gavoni continues to operate. The judge also acknowledged the Chapter 11 trustee, Michael Goldberg, for his remarkable work in a relatively short time.
Can we talk for a second about, I know on May 3rd, the judge imposed a $5,000 a day fine plus attorney's fees against Gavoni. Is that meter still running?
Jen, it is from May 3rd through June 12th. That alone is $200,000 plus attorney's fees, which is more than $100,000. And once Gavoni pays that, that money will go to the victims, which is good news. But Jen, I already hear you asking, will Gavoni pay that? Yeah, really? And what happens if he doesn't pay that? So he has 45 days to pay, and if he doesn't, he will face another judgment.
More to come, as usual.
Thank you, Brittany. And if you have something you'd like Brittany to investigate, there's the number, 1-800-338-0808.
This morning, state lawmakers have approved the budget more than a month after the initial legislative session ended.
So not everyone got what they wanted. That does include the governor. Beth Rousseau joins us now to break down what was approved late last night.
Yeah, the battle over the budget is done. It was an absolute marathon. Lawmakers celebrated this budget as it passed. They applauded, they cheered, likely because this final approval came on day 105 of what was expected to be a 60-day session.
Members, here we are at the end of the long and winding road.
So the outcome of the extra time is the budget that's just less, $500 million less than what Governor DeSantis proposed and $3.5 billion less than last year's total. It's a $115 billion budget, and here are some of the top takeaways. Let's break it down a little more. It reduces state revenues by $1.3 billion. There's $750 million set aside in a reserve fund for emergencies that is pending 60% voter approval, though, on the ballot. There's also a tax relief package that eliminates sales tax on hurricane prep supplies and adds a recurring back to school tax exemption every school year at August. Now, that measure proved to be a real point of contention among lawmakers.
That is no longer just a holiday, but that is a recurring tax cut. That will happen every year, whether the legislature votes for it or not. It is in the budget.
When you look at this sales tax reduction, for example, a permanent sales tax reduction, it actually amounts to very little in the pockets of Floridians, like back in the pockets. But it is an astronomical impact to our state budget.
So what comes next? This newly approved budget now heads to the governor's desk where he can veto individual items. He's going to have about 2 weeks to do that and then sign off on a budget before July 1st, which is the start of the new fiscal year.
Celebration of Life service will be held today for Tampa City Councilwoman Gwen Henderson.
Yeah, last night, close friends and family gathered for a wake to honor her life and impact on our city. And on your sides, Alessandra Young is in Tampa with the details of today's service.
It will be an emotional day as hundreds will gather here at the Allen Temple Church here in Ybor City for Councilwoman Henderson's celebration of life.
Tampa City Councilwoman Gwendolyn Henderson certainly left her mark on both the community and her family.
Pillar of the community, pillar of the family. She's going to make sure that any task she has, she's going to complete.
Leslie Allen is Henderson's nephew, who was surrounded by family and close friends at the councilwoman's wake Monday night. The influential leader and changemaker unexpectedly passed away last week at the age of 60. Born and raised in West Tampa, Henderson made her impact on many lives as a 30-year educator and community activist.
She was a person of dignity. She was a person that stood her ground. She was a person that took a step forward when others would take a step backwards. Oh, I'm not going to do that because it may hurt me politically. That wasn't in her mind. It was about doing the right thing for the general public at all.
She was a woman who always came from the heart. There's politicians who are people who are part of the game. She wasn't part of the game. Her game was just her heart.
She was sworn into council in May of 2023 and was currently serving as the chair of the Community Redevelopment Agency. Whether it was educating our youth, ensuring equality for all, advocating for HBCUs, partnering with local Black Greek organizations, or welcoming you into her Black English bookstore.
Welcome to Black English.
Many in the community say she will always serve as an inspiration.
She inspired young people to achieve their dreams. So with my life journey, she has been my inspiration, and I just want to be like Gwen and be of service to our community.
The celebration of life will begin at 11 o'clock this morning and will be followed by a burial at the Sunset Memory Garden Cemetery off of U.S. Highway 301 in Thanona-Sassa. In Tampa, I'm Alessandra Young, 8 on your side. Also today, crews in Tampa will be working on a stormwater drainage project in Ybor City, and this could impact your commute.
Yeah, it's all a part of a $94 million project to help protect the city from future flooding. And on your side, Jenna Bass joins us now live in Ybor City, where a lot of folks drive in and out of. Good morning, Jenna.
Good morning. They might not be very happy about this road closure, and crews are now officially here, so that road has closed off. We're here at 17th Ave and 7th in Ybor City, where you can see the crews are hard at work here. And this, like we mentioned, it's all part of the city's bigger picture to improve its stormwater drainage. Closing this block is just a small part of that $94 million project by the city to help with future flooding. Now, during a recent vulnerability assessment, Tampa Mayor Jane Castor announced 28 of the 228 pumping stations are going to be getting this kind of improvement. We're told this is part of the project rehabilitating the aging pump stations, which are critical, especially during a storm, to keep our streets from flooding.
The number one issue that is impacting our community now and going into the future are these rain events, these historic rain events.
Now again, crews are just getting started this morning here on 17th and 7th Ave in Ybor City. You can expect this road closure to remain for the remainder of the day. For now, we're live in Ybor. Jenna Bass, 8 on your side. Jenna.
Summer heat only just beginning. Tampa City leaders are making sure everyone is staying hydrated. The city just installed a new drinking fountain on North 22nd Street, and they say more are in the works. The next one will be put on the Riverwalk. Mayor Castor says they're being strategic about where they put these fountains.
The location of this installation is very intentional because we have done heat studies across our city, and this particular area, neighborhood, is one of those heat deserts, one of those locations that is hotter than the rest of the city.
Mayor Castor says the city also hopes to plant 30,000 trees by 2030 to provide more shade. Since 2022, Tampa has seen more than 90 days a year with a heat index above 100 degrees.